Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Roy, thank you for the opportunity of being able to present what I do in my business. So hopefully by the time I get done with this 5-minute break that you all will understand clearly what our business is and what we do. So again, my name is Kendra Wallace, and I am the owner of the Linen Loft Décor event decoration rentals, where your special day becomes our entire day. Okay, what is event decoration rentals? Okay, I started off in 2010 as an event planner, coordinating weddings and different things of that nature. And as I progressed, when I retired from the military in 2012, I decided to go a little bit further into what I do. So I wanted to not only do weddings, but I wanted to decide to do bigger events and corporate events. And I coordinated quite a few of those. So again, what is event decoration rentals? It's primarily providing tablecloths to include the following: tablecloths over 40 colors and styles, napkins, overlays, chair covers, sashes, centerpieces, and different decorative items. So if you have an event to where you need 1 tablecloth or 50, then we can actually provide that. So it's not just for weddings or things of that nature. I work with institutions and all type of different businesses. So some of the services that we do offer as well are delivery, setup, pickup services, and we also have a loyalty program for discounts for consistent customers. Okay, some of my business partnerships that I've established is that I am an active member of the Chamber of Commerce, and I'm currently applying to be an ambassador because I really love the Chamber of Commerce. I am a preferred vendor for specialty linens for the following establishments: Ramada Plaza, I work with them quite often, and also Crown Coliseum. So some of their largest events are events that I set up for or provide the services for. Some of my business goals that I'm trying to establish is networking relationships for linens for different types of business levels. So of course, event planners, having an existing business or starting a new business, local organizations, businesses that host different types of events, educational institutions such as FTCC. I've worked with Fayetteville State on some occasions as well for different events, and also social organizations. So we definitely have a service that you may need for any type of event. Some of my long-term goals are to establish some contractual relationships with large corporations like hotel chains, restaurants, and also the local banquet venues here in Fayetteville and different cities. Oops. Okay, now, our history is we were established in 2016 as a veteran-owned business. We just opened up our showroom November the 9th, 2018. I'm located probably about 10 minutes from here going towards Fort Bragg in a small plaza. It's 5125 Bragg Boulevard. And we service Fort Bragg, Fayetteville, Hope Mills, all the surrounding areas in Fayetteville, as well as cities up to Raleigh-Durham. And our goal is not only to just provide great customer service, as every business wants to do that, but I'm very interested in my reputation and how I provide a service. So it's very important to me what I do. I only get one chance to make your event to look nice and things of that nature. So I really take pride in what I do, customer service, customer satisfaction, and the reputation that I leave with all of my customers. And this is my contact information, our email address, our office number, and we're also on Facebook. That is the social media that I use, as well as Instagram. I do have brochures in the back, which look like this. So if you have any needs for anything that I've talked about so far, please let me know. We'll be happy to discuss anything with you. And if you have any questions at this time, I'll be happy to answer.
What was your name again?
My name is Kendra Wallace.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge is probably not having a ton of notice. For instance, I have an event that I was contacted for 2 weeks ago from Crown Coliseum, and they want 3,100 chair covers.
Ooh.
So it obviously takes a little time for things like that. So I'm patiently waiting for them to let me know if it's, if we're going to do it. So sometimes it's just the time. I pretty much have, I have 90% of what my goal is of trying to, as far as my inventory, but it's pretty much just kind of like when I have a big organization, they are very good at contacting me 2 days before and say
Yeah.
that you have this, that, and the other. Which is something that I really and truly try to work towards, because I do know that sometimes when I'm dealing with organizations like hotels or Crown Coliseum or organizations like that, it's just going to be last minute sometimes. So that's one of my biggest challenges.
I was going to ask, is it because they don't understand what kind of lead time that you need, or is it just they're bad business practices?
No, it's not them, because the customer comes to them to use the facility.
Mm-hmm.
So if the customer does not communicate with them consistently, i.e. letting them know that they're actually going to book the venue, then they really have no choice but to let me know at the last minute. And so when they do, it's not on purpose. It's just that they're in the middle between me and the customer, because the customer gets it from them and then they source it from me.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
do you have like a 5-day warning and then a fee for a rush order kind of item?
It depends. If I don't have the item in stock,
Yeah.
if I don't have it in stock, like 31 chair covers, I have quite a few, but not that many.
Yeah.
So if I have to put in the requisition to get that sooner, and it costs,
Right.
so sometimes there can be an additional cost for
Okay.
rush orders.
Something.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Are there any other questions? Yes, sir.
Can you walk me through just an outline of how you work with hotels?
Okay, for instance, the Ramada Plaza. I have a table display that's set up there, so they can kind of see some of the items that I offer and how we set up.
It's permanent display.
Yeah, it's just if you go to Ramada Plaza now, there's a display in the hallway and in their banquet room, and those are items that I've actually set up. So pretty much with a hotel, with any type of hotel, if they have an area where you can go and look at different linens and different cloths, I'll do a setup there, provide my business cards. And if they have a customer that has the items that they don't have, i.e. royal blue tablecloths, normally hotels will not have those colors, then they will call me for that. And most of the time, I do get calls for I just say the odd colors. Everybody calls me the tablecloth lady because I have coral, in different colors that you don't normally see. So outside of black, white, or the basic colors, I can provide those.
Okay.
So
did
when
you
you
have-
do,
I'm sorry.
just to follow up on that, so do you have an exclusive relationship with Ramada, or when they have somebody come in, do they call you or several other people, or how does that work?
As
So
far
I have
as
some hotel owners that, I want to refer to you.
And honestly, it's really based on the relationship that you have with them. I take pride in the relationship that I do have. So they will call me based on, I get a lot of calls because I'm very reasonable with what with what my services are. So I have a pretty good relationship with both of those agencies that I listed there. So I get calls from them all the time. I'm not sure if they contact other businesses, but I do know for me, there's only 2 other businesses that kind of do what I do in Fayetteville, but I get quite a few calls all the time, which I appreciate that. So did you have a question?
Yes. Do you partner with anybody that could supply tables and chairs if you run across an event, it ends up being bigger than they expected? Hey, we're going to need 10 more tables and the accompanying chairs. Do you work with anybody?
Yes, I do. Those kind of relationships are very important. So I do a referral system quite often. So if it's something that I do not have or I don't, because I get asked for tables and chairs and furniture quite often, I do not provide that. So I do have another vendor that I do refer that's right here in Fayetteville.
How about so you when you say you keep the inventory, so you have the linens and all that on your premises,
Yes, I do.
so you have to go pick them up and get them cleaned afterwards, right?
Yes, I do that. So as part of our delivery, setup, and pickup services, if a client requests that, then I will do that. Otherwise, I do have probably 60% of my clients will come to the showroom and everything is packaged up and is prepared for them.
So they pick it up.
Yeah, they can. That's an option. They can actually come and pick it up and set it up, or if they want me to do it, then I'll actually go out and I'll set it up as well.
Is it any extra?
If I go and set it up, yes, it is. If
Do
I
you
don't-
partner with like laundry services or people that will go pick up the dirty linens and come back and wash them for you so you can store, or do you have to do that yourself? So you have a crew that does that yourself?
Yes, we do it. We do everything in-house. So actually when you get the linens, they're already prepared. It comes with cleaning. You don't have to worry about trying to send it to the cleaners. We actually do all of that. So the client picks it up or I deliver it, they utilize it, and then I come back and I pick it up or they drop it off. And as far as my inventory, again, like I said, I have a showroom. located down the street, so I have everything that's actually in the showroom on display, so you can actually see what the items are. Are there any more questions? Yes, ma'am.
What markets or groups are you trying to break into that you haven't yet broken into?
The more hotel chains and restaurants. Again, I work with the Ramada Plaza quite often, but I am trying to establish that same relationship with Embassy Suites. Any hotel that has a banquet facility or event center that actually offer locations to where people can host an event or a ball or a wedding, those are the organizations, those are the type of hotels that I'm trying to partner with as well, or at least let them know what services that I have.
And what method are you using to try to reach those?
I do face-to-face. I actually go to hotels probably once a month, and I'll talk with their event coordination directors or their customer service department. There's always someone that handles that particular portion of their business, and so I will go and I'll talk with them and kind of do a mini presentation of what I offer and the different services, just to let them know that we are here and that this is how we can assist their business as well.
So for those you've not, for those of you who've not reached yet, that you keep knocking on the door trying, what do you find is your biggest competition? Do they do it in-house or what?
Quite often, a lot of hotels do. They have their own linens for the most part, and they will again contact me for if they need something that's not an unusual item, like the different colors. And that's kind of what I've been known for, is that if you need blue or red or pink or something like that, then I'll have those. But I do offer the basic colors as well. And so the different styles, you have no idea how many different types of tablecloths there are. So there are many. There are many. Yes, ma'am.
Do you do anything on base? What brand?
I did an event on Fort Bragg that's not in a conference center, because those are government contracts. So that is something that I am actually working towards obtaining as well. I actually used to work for the government, and I used to do those same contracts. And so when I stopped doing that, I opened my business, so I understand the gist of it. But if it's at the conference center, because they have their own linens and their own contracts, they use that. So it's kind of a challenge trying to penetrate Fort Bragg. Yeah, it is. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
If you got a large hotel or another entertainment venue, let's say, are you going to be able to handle it?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I do have additional staff that assist me with setting up, delivering, things of that nature. Yes. Are there any other questions? Okay. Well, thank you for your time. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, we always take the last one anyway. Not there yet. No, you guys stay front and center for a little while longer.
Okay.
So going back to this competition, are there a lot of other businesses like yours in this area that you're competing with? And if there are, how are you trying to get the edge over them?
There are two other stores that provide the same service, and the major difference is price. That's the only. I wouldn't say that's the only competition, but the difference in price, my prices are lower or less expensive than the other locations that are here in Fayetteville. And actually, because they've been around longer, they're already established. So that's what I'm trying to do. Take, for instance, the Botanical Gardens. I did an event over there for the Chamber of Commerce before, but they have a vendor that's preferred, but I ended up doing an event this past holiday season because that particular business was already booked for the same linens that they wanted. So again, the challenge is just trying to let other businesses know that I am here and what services that we provide and how we could assist. Yes, ma'am.
How are you unique? Do you have a different setup than other people, or is it just the basic colors, or what is your specific unique?
What makes us unique is that we offer every color possible. I have a tablecloth in that color shirt that you're wearing.
Okay.
So we have the different colors. And I don't call my business a store, it's a showroom.
Yeah.
So if you actually come in there, everything is set up. It's just a few pictures on that brochure, but I have actual table setups that, so when the client comes into my showroom, they're able to see exactly what their table displays are going to be.
Okay.
I actually have worked with the Cumberland County Teachers Association as well. I did an event for them a couple of months ago, and I actually decorated for them or provided linens for their Teacher of the Year, which is always held at Crown Coliseum. So I've worked with them for 2 years now.
Thanks, Megan. So I get how you're going after hotels because that's going to be your bread and butter, that's your stability, that kind of thing. But there are a lot of organizations, like you just mentioned, where you have a special event. College this size has a special event. How are you going to reach those folks who have an event, say like our foundation might have an event on campus, and how are you going to connect with those folks to be a possible vendor for them?
Well, actually, when I don't have events going on through the week, I am sitting in my office marketing or trying to advertise or promote, or actually trying to contact certain, I guess the person that I think would be the good point of contact for different industries. I actually had an event about 2 months ago, and I was trying, I had sent an, I guess an email to the, I guess you have a food or catering department here that does, FTCC provides cooking classes or something to that effect. Right, culinary arts, I'm sorry, I couldn't think of the word. They provide culinary arts training, so I was having an event and I wanted to invite some of the students there to kind of see what we were doing. We were doing I had a sweet treats event. Long story short, I had 10 vendors that were at my location, and my goal was to try to assist them with their businesses. So I had 10 vendors there, and the idea was for customers to come in. It was open to the public, and it was a tasting event. So you can actually come there and taste the items, and if you like that particular vendor, then they can provide that service with you as well, for you as well. And then it was an opportunity for people to kind of see what I do and where our location is, so on and so forth. So my next one happens to be April the 13th, which is next week. So again, it is open to the public. Yes, ma'am?
Have you did any advertising with any radio stations or TV stations or digitals?
Not yet. I have a meeting set up next week with Fayetteville State University, Bronco radio station. I'm actually going to be working with the Mr. Ray Thomas over there, right? So I'm excited about that. So that's an opportunity. But honestly, I have not advertised through the radio stations because at the end of the day, marketing and advertising is a very expensive cost with any business. And I'm a new business. I've only been open for 5 months. I've been doing it for several years, but we've only been there for 5 months. So for me, I have to do a lot of legwork and a lot of face-to-face, and that's what I do on a weekly basis. So when Ms. Lori called me last week, I was very excited about the opportunity to kind of come here and, and to be able to tell other business owners and business leaders, exactly what I'm doing. Yes, sir.
Have you approached your competitors about working together on certain things? Because maybe a job is too small for them, or it's a day that they're busy on things. Because I appreciate if I go to my local person for something, they say, we can't, but here's who we will recommend. And that way they know you're not competing for the same product, but you can take and complement. You may they say, we need to get seat covers for whatever, or this, or this, or this. It couldn't hurt.
Yeah, I did that with two of the three that are in Fayetteville. I've actually done it, and we actually do recommend. So if there's some that I simply do not have, I will definitely let them know that there's another business that offers that service. So I do believe in networking. It's a very good business practice to have those good relationships with other businesses that do the same thing that you're doing. Yes.
I used to have an embroidery business, and I see that you've got that logo on your shirt, but do you have anything on the tablecloths, like a picture or something that defines you, so that when people go there, even though they see the color and they see the hotel, they also see, like subconsciously, they see this little logo?
No, there's no logo on anything that because of the nature of what I do, because they're tablecloths, I don't have any logos on there. So the only advertisement that I will probably get from any event is that normally they'll announce who did the decorations or who did the linens, depending on the type of event that it is. And then I have my brochures, and they allow me to put business cards out and things of that.
What is that?
Mhm. Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
I have a very kind of left field type of thing. I know that you said that you work with hotels that sometimes have their own standard linens.
Yes.
Do you give them, what is it called, a swatch, a swatch?
Yeah.
You know, where you're like, okay, here is a square of the 40 different types of colors that we can offer in all of this, so that when they're speaking to people who are renting out the location, they're like, oh, we can provide the white and black, but if you want something else, and then they're able, I'm a visual person. You can tell me, oh, I've got coral and all that, and I'd be like, uh-huh. But if you put it in front of me, I'd go, woo, colors. So
I do.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
So they will only advertise the colors that they do not have, and the different, the different materials and stuff.
Absolutely.
So, but I do that as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you specialize like in the larger venues? Because I have a colleague just a couple of weeks ago that was last hour needed 10 or 12 black tablecloths. And so if I look you up on Google, I don't even see your name. So are you specializing in the larger venues or?
No, every customer is important to me. So if it's 1 or 50 tablecloths you need, every customer is important. My overall goal is to reach the larger venues, but I work with everybody. I have a lot of individual customers that come in every day for weddings, and you have customers that set up their own events. So I do get them quite often. So I do not just work with the larger organizations. I work with any company, any individual that needs my services. Yes, ma'am.
I know you have a Facebook page. Do you have a website?
Not yet. I am actually working on that. So Facebook and Instagram are the only two venues that I use for publicizing. So I do not have a web page just yet. I'm working on that now.
Working on it yourself, or you got somebody who knows how to create web pages?
I'm actually working on it myself. It's almost done. So I plan on having it finished this month.
Just a word of caution, unless that's one of your skill sets you didn't tell us, you might want to consult somebody who that's their specialty, because they know the little tricks about where to position stuff and all of that really catch people's eyes. So kind of like Candy said when she went, oh, color. You know, there are certain things that will attract you on a website, and some of them where you just like, move on.
Right.
So you might want to reach out and make some connections with people that's what they do and they understand the principles of. It's like menu. There's a set pattern to creating a menu that increases your sales. It's not just randomly thrown together stuff.
Right.
So you go to some restaurants and you think that's exactly what they just did.
Right. Which I'm doing that as well. But I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Building off that, a way to get you started to where you're more easily findable just in a general search would be to, since you do have a physical location, create a Google My Business page so people will be able to find your hours and your location, whether it be maps or web. And then if you add a few pictures and go through the process, they'll give you a very simple web page, at least to get you rolling until you get that big web page ready.
I actually have one. Yeah, I actually have a Google business. I have a Google business. I'm on Yelp. So those different advertising ways, I actually do utilize those. But thank you for that as well. Yes, ma'am.
I know from the banking perspective, if you are looking to have your website up and running, there's also certain criteria that need to be in place if you're trying to offer e-commerce and have your clients, pay deposits for certain events or people and your services on that website outlined as well. So, to the point, the structure and having the, policies up and just utilizing a professional firm that is establishing websites is very crucial, because from the banking perspective, not all websites are being approved to be eligible to accept e-commerce and process payments into their business accounts.
Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Any other questions? I'll take the last.
Thank you very much.
Question.
Appreciate it.
I'll take the last question, you guys. So, Kendra, what can the community do for you? What can we do for you?
Referrals. Referrals always work for me. That's how my business strives. It gets more people to know who I am and what I do. And Yeah, it's pretty much just referrals. Yeah. So you tell me someone about my business, you may know someone that may need anything that I have, and I'm, we're willing and able to provide that service. So just referrals is really, really important for what I do.
All right, well, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Kendra.
Good job.